playing a sport as a little kid. This is where you first kick a ball, bounce a basketball, or hit a ball with the team. At first, you just play sports for fun. You learn how to be a teammate, how to move your body, and personal responsibility. As you play and develop, you quickly grow the love and passion for that sport. You want to play it all the time, and you want to be the best. But when you get older, you learn that thousands of other kids are playing the same sport you love. There are more teams, more tournaments, more coaches than you ever imagine. You put in a lot of training and money to play at the higher level, such as 4-hour-long practices, private training, or always trying to find a way to take care of your body. You sacrifice your own free time and social life to be the best at something you're passionate about. Out of all the sports I've chosen a sport that requires mental strength and physical strength. You need to be athletic and allow me to make friends and teach me life lessons along the way. And most importantly, I always wanted to get better at it. I would never get bored. But from another perspective, I fell in love with a sport in which I had encountered a lot of adversity and challenges in order to simply just play. In this case, softball. My very first softball game, I was 8 years old, and softball was completely new to me. So when I first came to the bat, I had a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The ball was pitched, and then I swung. Honestly, I don't remember hitting the ball at all, but I remember the ball went sailing over left field's head, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, this is my sport. After that moment, I practiced relentlessly, honing my skills until I became a standout player on the team. And my dedication paid off. Eventually, everyone knew my name. However, as I grew older and played on different teams, I began to notice a shift. Despite my hard work, I found myself receiving fewer opportunities than the rest of my teammates, which took a negative toll on my confidence. Throughout my youth, I flourished in various positions, but yet with time, I felt confined to just one role, the outfield. Don't get me wrong, I love the outfield, and I'm actually pretty good at it too. But despite my hard work, the coach never allowed me to showcase my skills on the dirt. At the age of just 14, I was told they believed I was never going to be capable of playing the infield, or that the person in front of me is just 10 times better. Keep in mind, this is a 14U team, so you can't really determine who's going to be the greatest at that age. This is the first experience where I had that challenge my adaptability and my resilience. I had a lot of interesting experiences while playing softball. For example, one time my dad bought me a couple softball bats, and he was telling me, Leila, with these bats, you're gonna hit 50,000 home runs a season. So here am I coming to practice with 2 new shiny bats in my bag, and of course, everyone noticed. It's like wearing a brand new pair of shoes to school. Everyone's gonna notice. So here am I walking to practice, and then my coach pulls me aside. And he says, hey Leila, where'd you get those bats from? I was like, oh, I got it from my dad, it was my birthday. And then he says, dang, your parents must be drug dealers, because that's crazy. At that moment, I didn't say anything about it, but I remember how uncomfortable and embarrassed I felt because other people heard it too. But I just laughed it off to get the conversation over with. What that coach said to me was not only disrespectful, but had the potential to make me, a young black girl, question her identity and consider the implications of her race, creating a negative image of herself. I was the only black girl on the team, and it felt like if someone else came to practice with new stuff, he wouldn't say anything about it. But because I came to practice with new stuff, my parents must be drug dealers, because there's no way they could get a successful job to pay for this. But little did you know, my dad is a former police officer and my mom's an executive. For a period of time, it felt like I relied on my teammates' failures in order to get an opportunity. The coach had his favorites. Someone had to do so badly in the game for the coach to even consider putting me in. And events like this made me want to give up and quit. It felt like even if I stood out or even if I did the best, I was always looked down upon. I thought, why would I work so hard at a sport that doesn't even want girls like me? But because of my drive and attitude, I was not ready to quit. Something important that I learned is that the use of words are so powerful. Simply just saying a word or phrase can automatically trigger an emotion or feeling within your mind. So instead of allowing these negative phrases or words to control your mindset, such as never, or give up, or quit, you can replace these words with more positive sayings, such as focus, develop, build, you can do it, breathe, or even shock the world. It might sound silly, but try it yourself. Through these changes, you can create a more optimistic and empowering mindset. Because if you tell yourself that you can't do it, you're right. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? Part of what fueled my drive is that I found inspiration in a couple softball players playing in the College World Series, and they looked like me. The first one I want to talk about is Ossie Alexander. She was a starting pitcher at James Madison University and helped take the school to the College World Series for the very first time. Her story was that she was not highly recruited and that she was considered a lucky find for the coach. She helped JMU to be known in the softball world, catching the eye of President Obama, Jay-Z, and Beyonce due to her amazing performance at the College World Series. Another person I want to talk about is Janae Jefferson. She was a starting second baseman at University of Texas, and her story was that many coaches tried to force her into the outfield, but due to her great ability, she was able to keep her cleats onto the infield. Also, she holds several of the school records. When I saw those girls playing the highest level of college softball, and they're being successful, and they looked like me, it brought me hope that it was still possible for me too. Did you know that all girls who play softball today, only 8.9% are black? According to NCAA, only 1.6% of high school girls get to play at the Division I level, and only 7.8% of those girls are black softball athletes. These statistics resonate with my own experience because most of the teams I played on, I'm usually the only black girl. Or at tournaments or college camps, I wouldn't see many people who look like me. I set high goals for myself, like any other person would. I want to play Division I ball at a top-tier college. But as time went on, fewer and fewer opportunities came through. This is where I saw that some of the girls that are being committed didn't look like me, nor did they outperform me either. This is where I noticed that some people tried to make me settle for something I didn't want to do, implying that they didn't believe I was capable of reaching my goal or I was good enough at all. This treatment came from college coaches, travel ball coaches, and even family as well. People day by day try to challenge you to see if you'll break, but ultimately, the choice is yours. Will you allow them to break you? There are going to be moments in your life where everything seems like it's falling apart, but it's how you react to the situation which is the ultimate factor. There are so many moments in my recruiting process where I felt so unmotivated to continue, but I knew things wouldn't get any better if I just gave up, so I continued to work. As an athlete, I learned that effort and attitude are crucial in achieving success. But for me, as a black female athlete, it's not about showing effort, it's about demonstrating a unique drive that sets me apart from all the rest. I constantly wanted to do better, I wanted to learn more things, and I knew I could reach my full potential. I loved my sport. Despite facing adversity, my determined attitude kept me focused and hopeful, ultimately contributing to my success. I wasn't afraid to fail, I viewed my mistakes as learning opportunities, and I remained resilient, not letting others determine my future. And most importantly, I stayed positive. If you only look at the negative things in your challenges, you will never allow yourself to grow. Although I'm talking about this from a sports point of view, controlling your drive and attitude towards anything in life will help you achieve your goal. Remember why you're there. Finally, I'm excited to announce that I'll continue my academic and athletic life at a D1 college, the University of Illinois at Chicago. To this day, I am thankful for all the life exposure the sport has given me. and the impact that my drive and attitude had on my successes. I was told many times that I was too late to get recruited, or to not get my hopes up to play the D1 ball because most girls don't make it. But now, here I am, hoping to one day inspire others to fight against the stereotypical boundaries or challenges society sets on them. Control your own future. Thank you.